Hi Anne, it's Ivan, and I want to talk a bit about the movie Into the Wild, and make this kind of analysis of the film. As we see in this picture, the first scene in the movie depicts Chris's parents waking up in the middle of the night, and the mother starts crying, and she claims to have hurt Chris. And when we see this scene for the first time, we don't really get the bigger picture, and we don't really understand what is going on. And this way of starting a movie or a book is called in medias res, and that means to start, for example, a movie in the middle of the events, instead of starting from the beginning. So the viewer must watch the whole movie to get the bigger picture and to understand what is going on. But before we see this scene, we actually see this quotation on the screen first, and it's about this man who loves nature a lot. He likes the way there's not any paths or rules in the nature, and how he doesn't have to deal with society. There's no people to intrude him either. This view of life is very similar to the view of life Chris has in the movie. Chris doesn't like the way society works, and he also finds kind of this beauty in nature. So the man who wrote the quotation was a man called Lord Byron, and he was a romantic poet who wrote some books and poems in the beginning of the 18th century. The term Byronic hero derived from Lord Byron's name. And a Byronic hero is not our typical hero. They are usually rebels, like Chris. They are often isolated from society, also like Chris. They sometimes have a dark side, or have some trouble in the past, also like Chris. They reject values and moral codes of society, again like Chris. And they are only loyal to themselves, also like Chris. I think it would be fair to describe Chris as a Byronic hero. This Lord Byron, he also went to live isolated out in the woods, far away from society. I just realized that I forgot to switch the pictures, but I'll remember to do that from now on. And here we see the quotation that I was talking about just before. And if we go one slide further, we'll see these song lyrics, and even though it's in a rather bad quality, these are the lyrics for a song called Guaranteed, that is played in the beginning of the movie, just after the bedroom scene. Yep. And if you start by hearing the song without putting any meaning or any thoughts into the words, you'll hear a very gentle and slow song, almost with this kind of sad vibe to it. This goes hand in hand the atmosphere you're supposed to be feeling in the beginning of the movie. And maybe it's not quite sad, but it's lonely, at least, with all the bare wilderness. Yeah. And then if I should try and dig a little deeper into the song, and find some kind of a meaning with the lyrics, I would say this song was about our society, like the movie is. Yeah, so there's this phrase in this song that goes, "Half their lives they say goodnight to wives they'll never know." And this is again a critique of the way we connect with each other. We don't really get to know one another. We pretend to, but because of how society works, we'll never really get to. And there's another phrase: circles, they grow and they swallow people whole. And I think by circles he means like social arenas, and how we are supposed to be acting in different kind of situations. This way we can be ourselves, because we need to act after a strict set of codes. And all this critique of society is the exact same message the film tries to tell. So to clarify, I think breaking with society is the main theme of this movie. And as we can see in this picture, a lot of the shots in the beginning of the movie are taken from a very high point of view, and I think they are meant to make us feel alone, because when you're able to see this far ahead and behind, and see all this emptiness surrounding you, you kind of feel isolated from everything. Yeah, and while we are seeing all these mountains and stuff, a handwritten letter is being written on the screen, and it's a letter from Chris to Wayne, where he tells Wayne about how he has bought some supplies, so that he'll be able to survive in Alaska, and how he's bought this book about plants and flowers. And this may not seem like any big thing, but when you see the movie for the second time, then you read the part about the flower book in a completely different light, because you know that'll in the end up killing Chris. Or no, of course the flower book doesn't kill Chris, but he dies because of plant poisoning. So yeah. I think, a thing that strikes me as significant with this letter is that Chris writes to Wayne and not to his sister, for example. I mean, he has known Wayne for a month or something. He was his co-worker and his boss, and you would think that he had a closer relationship with his sister or his mother and father or someone in his family. But he writes to Wayne instead. And I think he does that because he's afraid of the sister's reaction, and he doesn't want to scare her. If she knew that Chris was out surviving in the wilderness of Alaska, she would probably be worried and perhaps even try to find him. and he doesn't want that to happen. Yep. So there's this guy who drives Chris to Alaska, and he says that that's about as far as I can get you. And this might not stand out as something important, but I kind of think it is, because by this the guy's not only saying that he can't drive Chris any further, but it's also implied that Chris has to make this journey alone, and it would be kind of cheating to be driven half the distance. So yeah. So in a later scene, we see Chris crossing this stream, and I think that is a symbol of no turning back for Chris. Yeah, and there's another symbol in the scene. Just before he crosses the river, he leaves his cap on the other side, and I think that's a symbol of Chris leaving society and everything, including his cap, on the other side of that stream. And I think there is another symbol in the opening scene. We see Chris staring at this mountain, and mountains usually symbolize obstacles for the protagonist, and obstacles the protagonist must overcome in order to achieve their goal. Yeah, and there's definitely a lot of obstacles Chris must overcome. Yeah, that was my assignment. Bye.